Okay, so this is going to be my most memorable date. And this went over like a weekend. So at this time in my life, I was seeing this guy. We were pretty close in age. And he was into archery, which I had only really learned about that after the Hunger Games. And he was like into it, like going to competition and stuff. So he invited me out one weekend to go into Ocala. I want to say that, like, yeah, Ocala, I think. And for a competition slash camping and all of that. And here I am out in the woods, and we actually end up camping out in his truck so that he can just get up, go through the competition. It was like 2 days of competition, and then we were going to go to Silver Springs and Rainbow Springs. What can I say? Like, this was such a nice weekend. There was a little craziness with me having to go pee in the middle of the night in the woods, and it was pitch dark, and we were close to like um open water, where you can go take your boats, your kayaks and stuff down and push off. We were close to one of those. So I didn't want to get out the truck because I low key thought like gators would be lurking around in the dark, and I was going to step on one and he was going to bite my foot off. But I had to pee, and he did offer a cup, but I was like, I can't do that. Like, I cannot do that. I'm not, no, I can't. So I had him walk me to the restaurant, which like seemed like it was forever, and it was so dark I could not see my palm. That's how dark it was. And so we get to the bathroom. I handle my business. We go back out. I remember clutching to him because I was so scared. I couldn't see nothing. I was so scared. And we get back to the car. He like looks me over. He's like, let me check you, da 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 da. And the next thing you know, he's like, I had I think it was a tick. Anyway, some bug was like embedded in my leg. And I remember him doing some little trickery with a lighter and burning it and all this other stuff. So that was kind of crazy. And then the next morning, I went to his first competition, which was pretty cool because there were people of all ages there, participating in this competition. And I mean, like, just, laser focus, getting their arrows ready and, targeting these. They had like foam animals that they had to uh, shoot. And it was just so neat to like, follow behind them and watch everybody take their turns doing their thing. Now the first competition was very smooth. He went to the second competition on his own, but he said that they didn't finish it because the mosquitoes were really horrible. Now, the spring, this is my first time at these two springs, Rainbow Springs and Silver Spring. We went kayaking at Rainbow Springs. We attempted to go tubing at Silver Springs, but the line was so long. And then by the time we got up there, the lot was full. So we just skipped the tubing on that part, and we went to, essentially like a big pool. They have it marked off, but the springs, they say that they're like 70 degrees year round, but them things feel like they're about 49 degrees in real life. I can't swim, so I don't do all of that anyway. But we went to the Silver Springs pool, and I remember him jumping in that icicle bath of a spring and just doing laps back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All I was putting in that pool was my ankles. And that was cold a dang on enough. But I remember him swimming up to me and he wanted me to at least just dip in the water. And then I let him. And let me tell you, 70 degrees is still cold. And no one would be able to convince me that that water was really 70 degrees. It felt like as he held me and dipped us in the water, like a million freaking needles piercing me. I think I almost went into a little bit of shock. I was like, oh no, 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 no. And I got out and I went and stood in the sun and I just let him frolic and swim to his heart's content. That water was cold. So, so cold. And then that was Silver Springs. And then we went to Rainbow Springs, which was really, really cool. We went kayaking there. I mean, the springs are so beautiful. The water is so pristine, so clear, and the trees are so drapey and green. And oh my gosh, it is just like a nature lover's paradise. Like you don't have to talk. You can literally just row your boat and just it's so peaceful. So my guy, the daredevil that he is, because we were kayaking for about 15 minutes before we saw the first gator, just sunbathing. Okay, cool. Okay, because that was my first spring where I saw gators. I like to visit Weeki Wachee because there are no gators there. But they've changed a lot over the years. Anyway, so it was about 15 minutes of kayaking before we saw our first gator. So I was like, okay, this was a first for me. This was a first. So I said, okay, all right. So we kayaking, we rowing the boat, and we just like, I'm just taking everything in. He's in the back, I'm in the front. And then like another 20 minutes maybe, he decides to jump out of the boat and swim. Now, I'm quite sure that guy told us not to swim in this part of the spring. So he has cranked on my anxiety and it's done gone from 0 to 5,000. And I'm telling him, like, I can't swim. If something grabs you behind and eats you, I can't rescue you. I can't do nothing to help you. But he didn't care. He stayed in there for about 10 minutes of me yelling at him to get back in the damn boat. I'm like, get in here. Like he was ruining my good time because I just knew he was going to get ate or something was going to get him. Or he was just going to draw the attention of an alligator. So he finally got back in. And I'm like a little pissed off, but I'm just glad he's back in this canoe. And we continued to row the boat through the river. It was so peaceful, so serene after that whole thing. And then I remember rowing and we had passed by this huge thing of lily pads. And I remember I was about to, take my oar back, but I had caught alligator eyes peeking through the lily pads and I had snatched my oar back in because I was about to hit it, trying to, row through the water. And I didn't want, me tapping the alligator. He come jumping on the boat. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a real close call. And I don't think I rowed for like 10 minutes because I was like, that thing would have ate us if I would have hit it with that oar. I am a Floridian to my heart, and I know we got gators and stuff, but I don't be bothered with no gators and stuff, and like I don't bother them. So hopefully they don't bother me, and that's how I go. That's how I think when it comes to that. So we end up finishing that, and it was so nice. It was so nice. And then like the roads, I don't know. Oh yeah, we set up a hammock. We got in the hammock and snuggled up and read some books under the trees. It was so nice. It was so nice. And then we ended up on this long stretch of road that we were able to pull over, and we just took pictures standing in the middle of the road. That was an awesome, relaxing weekend. Minus the Daredevil tendencies. It was such a beautiful nature filled weekend. And like that's a weekend that I won't ever forget. It was very memorable. Like that's one of my most memorable weekends because so much nature. So much nature. And good company. And seeing archery for the first time.